it's clear, right? I have changed to my earphone, so yeah. So yeah, I have been building some small app, but a critical one in the industry that we are in and in the current ecosystem that we are in. So what we have been facing as founders here in Kenya, for example, here in Nairobi, the community is huge. It's about almost 5,000 active blockchain enthusiasts. So starting from developers to community uh, leaders, like to community owners, those who have their own communities, and other people who just want to join the blockchain, the traders. So it's like a good number of people that are in this ecosystem. The only issue that we have is that as developers, you might be having your own products that you have worked on. You want to get some funds to do to move to the next step. It could be you want to go into the market, so doing some marketing, onboarding new users. Those things need money. So the issue that happens is that whenever you are trying to raise money, we are expecting the VCs from from the outer space, for example, from other countries, from Europe, from the US, to come and fund your product. Yes, that's good because they have the funds, but at the same time, there are individuals within the country, within the ecosystem, who could like to fund whatever you are working on. So Pledgr is what I've been working on. I think it's up. So this app allows one to create like a sort of a drive. For example, you come into the platform, you sign up, then you verify yourself. So that's a stage or a step that you have to go through in order to avoid those who want to support you, like sending funds to the wrong person. So after you have verified yourself, you create the drive. It will be audited and accepted by the admin. Then it will go live. So the process is just sort of simple. Just sign up, create the drive, verify yourself, create the drive. Then after the admin has verified that your drive is correct, based on the information you give, for example, you can't just come in and tell us about a product that you aim to build, just an idea. No, it's good that we aim for those who are ready to move to the market or those who have something that they are trying to solve. Currently, it could be a community that wants to sort of get some funds in order to run some activity, or it could be the ecosystem. For example, the last activity that happened in the ecosystem with the community leaders. So there was a fundraising that was happening. It was happening through WhatsApp. Lots of people did send through crypto, and others through M-Pesa, and others. Those were the only two methods that were supported by the by what Yvonne did run there about a month ago. So the aim is you could do something like that, and the people could keep contributing. It's more of not like invest away, but they can contribute to that. And at the end of the day, you just withdraw the funds and use it, use them the way you want to use them. So let me show you what I have. I think it's better with an explanation. So there's a drive that I've already created here for testing. So for this one, this is the information that has been given. Whenever you are creating a drive, you have to give adequate information. For example, you could use images, documents, or even videos to give the information or to pass the information. You have to describe everything about the given drive. So for example, this one is Funded Builders, a community-powered blockchain platform for transparent projects. So it's like there are a number of projects that could be funded, for example, through Web3 clubs. So they could create such a drive, and then people can keep doing their contributions, doing their pledges. And at the end of the day, Web3 clubs can be able to find some funds they can use in now supporting that specific product. So that's the information about this one. So the contributions happen to different chains. Currently, a fund integrated base, USDC, USDT, and it. So you can send funds to this specific address, and then they will be reflected for this specific pledge, for this specific drive. So if I go to the pledges, so this is the test I was doing. So we are going to try create one and see the entire flow, how it works, and how the entire security around the funds. Yeah, so I hope you are ready to test with me. So if it fails, we know it fails, we go for updates. So I'll just take a few, like a minute, no, 3 minutes, create a drive, then share it here. Then you can scan the QR code to make a pledge of $1 on Bestel. So I'll go to my drives, create a new drive. For this one, I'm going to use, let's hit the AI to ask it to quickly give us some information. So for this one, I think I will go with the Bamboo's project feature for illustration. So hmm? Oh, okay. Uko na picha? What's up? So whenever you are setting up a given drive, you will also set it up with the signers. So the signers are the ones who will interact with the contract to withdraw the funds from it. So for this case, I think I'll just use some of my addresses here. So we'll just copy, for example, this one and another one here. And then I say I just give this like the required approvals, so the threshold. And then after this, I'll go ahead and, so this is all the information about feature. So we have the description, then so it's like the entire problem, the story, etc. So because this is a flexible target drive, so it's just like a funding goal of zero case. Then the payout method is crypto. Then I click publish drive. So short description, 300 characters. Okay. So you just remove all those others. Remain with that. So if there are another information, for example, extra images, some video URLs, maybe a pitch deck, and some other PDFs, so you can attach them there, and you set your team. Then okay, so let's try to publish the drive. So once your drive has been submitted, the admin will first review it. Currently, it's not like public here, so it has to be reviewed by the admin. So for example, I'll just go to the admin dashboard. So this is the current drive here. I can look at the information. After I confirm that everything is okay, then I can proceed to approve. So after approval, the drive will appear public. Here. So somebody can just go in and read through, and then you have the share links here. So you can copy the link or post direct to the different platforms. So that's critical because you will need to do this in order for somebody to know how they can support you. So after that, if I try to do this, for example, I come here and say want to do like a pledge of 10, then I enter my information here. Also, you can make the pledge anonymous if you want. And then if you are interested in investments, so this is another part that I thought fit to have, because somebody can just, maybe they just want to go direct to investment. They don't want to go through the donation part of, all over. So they can just check this. And if they check this on your dashboard, you'll be able to see that, okay, this user is interested in investment. You can get back to them through their email or the phone number. Then here, cryptocurrency selected, M-Pesa and the credit card disabled, because yeah, the overall way of withdrawing the funds from the system was a little bit longer with M-Pesa. So I thought to have it as the next version. So I'll just go back here. So the next thing, currently I am unable to do any donation because there's no payout address or the donation address being made. So I'm going to deploy a contract on the base chain from a factory that's going to track all the funds. So all funds will be sent into this specific contract. So if I load the page now, okay, let's confirm why it's not. This please show me. Yeah, it should not. Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad. So this Next.js foundation and caching issues. So we just give it a minute for it to invalidate the page completely to load the new data. Yeah, so we have the address here, but it's completely invisible. So if you are to donate, let me just use this part here. I say want to do 10, then click next. I enter my details, then say, for example, like that, maybe anonymous or not, then click next. So you can scan this one to try it out. So just send like a dollar. Let's see what will go down. But best that you do it using on your own device so that you can be able to enter the details, for example, the address, etc. But you can donate and claim the donation later. There's no worry about. So for my case, I'm going to try it out. So I'll just copy the address. And then on base chain, I'm going to send, for example, 10 USD. Let me use a different value here. So I'll send like 11 and then confirm. So to claim my donation, what I'm going to do is just to make sure I have the right address. So good if you do this on the fly. So I'll just go back and set here to 11. Then I'll just paste in my address, then like that. So this is what's going to happen. Then it will just tell you the thank you note, of course. And then after a moment, if you go to the pledges, then you'll be able to see the value once this one has been like captured by the system. So it will just show the network and the amount that this user or this pledger sends. So And besides that, we have the comments section where people can chat about this specific drive um, and how they see it. So let's give this one a moment and see the result. And just also confirm from this other side if it has. Yeah, it has not been captured. Yeah, of course, the system is having lots of failures, but let's see whether it has captured the actual value here or not yet. Yeah, but that's the general flow. The failures will be fixed along the way. So once it has captured all the values, for example, from that specific contract, it's going to update the pledges downwards. So yeah, that's what pledge is. So it's just to help us get some funding from the local community without fully relying on the external VCs. Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't think of that. But what I can say is because they are not funding Pledgr itself, if I say it from the other direction, so the incentive could be whichever who did list their project here, they could be having an incentive for those users. That's one way. The same thing, well, that you have mentioned it, maybe I could have some logic to ensure that the incentives for uh, the donors or the pledgers are like taken care of. But thanks for this.
Some solutions can be very fast, but actually clear. Yeah, so then that's the thing, the last then most either one should know like they can pass or they can and the same check. Something out like it's right now it's crazy. So which I should say I'm raising for this much talking with the church shared or whatever. And so the discussion is still that whole so it's definitely to this 10K. 10K would give you 5%. I give only 1,000. I should know investigate or this much for example. What's that is if people yeah, when we started this thing,
It wasn't like a full investment.
but also the others like it's like I think we able to like tokenize each other, right? Tokenize it. It's like so demonstrate how to be but also have like with values of something so I can make it like select open so like so I can say like like always been always and there's some pizza things along it's like different subjects like yeah guys I like get all this select or any something system you want something one like makes a couple like what stuff one like suggest that like I'm just important to get something.
Okay,
Sure.
okay, thanks.
Also, I'm thinking the thing stuff.
This sir?
Stuff. Or it's just the basically description.
It's just the description. It's just the description.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's just yeah, just information.
So, it's a little bit less managed and also is how we get as examples. But yeah, I think for us,
So yeah, but at the same time that gives me like sort of two paths. The first one for those for investments, and the main thing for the data platform, which has data storage. The main thing was first to enable somebody to just raise some cash to help them push through uh, a given time period. For example, it could be for a given activity, it could be a project, somebody just wants to do marketing. Don't have enough cash. So, and also for those who want the community members, sort of, it could be every first person was one donations. So the ability for somebody to donate a local, and it makes a difference. So they have like a place where they can just do the donation and it will combine up to make something like a good value for somebody to use. Thanks for the feedback. Yes.
also you can have like without much.
an investment drives. Yes.
Yeah, that's like the one we had last year.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's not like investment, but it's like
So it's just to make sure that whenever something is creating one drive, they specify what kind of drive is it is. Another thing is
first time, first there are flow for I am working projects, charging fund, and just this for some funds. I think that's the investment part. 10K, giving out 1K to this. See that down the chart.
yeah, that's another good view. And also with that view, it means it will limit what most founders encountered some time back. That is specifically somebody could use your details and go collect funds from anyway with your project. So yeah, we do verification, and actually it's just manual verification of the documents if you apply. So we just confirm the documents with you. So you just check your ID against your face to make sure that you don't apply for somebody else. Yeah, sure. I can have that as a different feature. Yeah, it did happen. People lost a lot of somebody raised off $100,000 through somebody's face. So it's possible. Yeah.
I know
So for this, the current version, the only thing that is letting me know is just the indexer. I don't know what happened. But it's besides the indexer, it's usable the way it is. Because the test that I did yesterday, the flow was complete, including withdrawal. So the withdrawal flow is Wambuku and the cosigner will come with the platform. Wambuku, let me just yeah. So in the plate settings, we just need to invite the team members. So the team members will also have the same view. So when they come to this view, somebody or one of the team members will instantiate a transaction. So the transaction will go to the blockchain. That's the first approval. The next approval, or depending on the number of approvers required to make a successful withdrawal. So the next approval will see the same transaction, they'll approve it, and finally the admin also will have to approve it. The reason as to why I added the admin level before it was in the plan is because somebody will just see, okay, they are friends with this much, and before we even know, before even the admin sort of information comes out that the engine is sort of so the admin can be able to just avoid all the transactions and even maybe just issue a refund. But that's the refund issue is not there. Just like just out of the withdrawal is below what information came up. Yeah. So it's like the final part is the admin. Yeah. Yeah. Touch on that. So I have it here. No, I don't have it here. So there's a 5% cut on the funds raised, but that's a dynamic number set during that can be set. So I did test that. So that's why it's that here. So that's when we after raising and withdraw, that's when we just take our cut as a platform. So it's 5% of our, it could be less with time.
Do you think it's most of any of the loss involved? So when you spoke to Alan, that's the years ago, so the expanding, right? Yeah. So the way I started to expanding is right after the event. I think I want to do something different. Right? But the way when we spoke about it, the conclusion was, the problem is that you think about the technology. So what is expense product? Expense product is the sales application. So it's a rental license. You can rent a savings license. That would exist. This other license is that only has one license. So we are products. So this would be a community fundraising. So actually, some of the regulations cover tokenization of this.
And this is not part of it.
Tokenization by sales. And licensing was yeah, so yeah, yeah. So this is a community platform. I don't know how we can regular. Yeah. This topic that I asked also so I asked you actually like platform is holding he said if I am the one holding this, that I have to pay license. So if I was the one holding it, and that means it's already they are going to for the next. Yeah. So if let's say Pledgr is using somebody who has the license for holding various assets. So in the Pledgr we use their license. So the only thing that we need to do is just invest on Pledgr. Actually, that's what we asked. And we didn't ask so it was I want to ask you this. If I have this letter, then this table that I'm using is very common to one. I use it price. Then I do the words for everything that we got license. What should I do? So you say like, but I think we can engage the service provider. This conversation is not only on because you should be let's take this step in this way. That's not only responsibility. The organization is saying, I think it should go into yes, so the challenge is if the provider is let's say like a defect protocol, they don't care about having a license. So do you know about that? No, I think so now it's safer for me to work there for a license. Okay. But the challenge is you see, we're building permissionless. Yeah. If you don't want to go through all of the limitations, how is it like tap into the Yeah, so if you do that, don't put any problem. If you're going under this one.
So I can see the current structure, the credit cards and the M-Pesa. It means I want to be holding anybody's funds. If I mean with the crypto, it will be decentralized. So I don't really need.
So that's actually like another thing, because as long as we can afford that your holding funds is non-custodial, because it's custodial. So non-custodial fund holding is the uncovered. So you can just say that the large holdings funds are custodial. The problem comes with custodial size.
Because
if we go, yeah.
I did ask the same question for the second one is also tell me that I need to be holding anything. Did ask if you have holding those funds. I said no. Then he said you don't need any license. I say just maybe a license for Kion as a company or the wallet as a company. So it's like the passport. So we couldn't do the proper indexing, but I can see the funds reflected in the contract. So let's try the withdrawal flow. So for this one, it's sponsored. So let's say the recipient address is this address, then the token is USDC. So we are going to withdraw $5. I'll just propose the transaction like that. It has been proposed. So this is waiting admin approval. So let's see. Yeah, of course. I don't know whether this one will capture it because it will also like index that specific. Well, yeah, I can't be able to go through the entire process. So I'll have to deal with my indexes. So yeah, that's the flow. So the admin approves, then the second approver, that's the final approval, then the funds move to the wallet. Yep. Okay, so it's any comments, feedback?
But from the bottom, yes, and if you no, please list them on the bottom. Sorry, then so balance. So on the website.
Yeah.
Somebody posts so the moment someone says they're racing, they take it to provide the field on the origin platform. But when they say also that's a very good way.
Yeah, it's possible to do this. Yeah. We can use some references, not everything to do, but just an idea to the project.
They also do like some safeguards in the village, some surrounding. Yeah, like guys, just database it's balance. The website is good for projects. So I don't know if you can have like if you done see one
So maybe so on one three class say maybe you can do the same thing I have here. For example, you verify who's the host, right? So after that, the moment we just link because we only need that idea of the project and link it here. And so we just instantiate like sort of a dummy project on this other side. But on the render we render the information from the three class. So the same UI, but different endpoints for data. Yeah, that one's
so maybe you can limit somebody to one project at a time. Maybe that was just calling and say like somebody just set up and they like it up.
sensory overload, sure. For somebody who's looking at them.
Any more questions? It's very nice. I know that the car is come up with it. I think the feedback is 100 minutes. Maybe the past project ratio that we have this and rather than to the trade here was so that's not happening so much. Like properties. Please,
Okay. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the time.
feedback please